This is my workshop, and I absolutely love it, but it can get pretty lonely. So I'm going to build something to fix that. I had this idea about a week ago when I was working on something, and after 2 hours I picked up my phone and realised I had like 10 missed voice calls and messages, and I felt bad. So I had the idea to make this a way people can still contact me while I'm working. Okay, immediately there's a couple problems. The first of all being I can't use this, an ESP, like I was planning to, because I'd have to buy an external DAC, I'd also have to buy an SD card adapter, and that's all stuff I'm not really willing to do because I have one of these. It is complete overkill for this project, but this is a Raspberry Pi. It has everything I need. It has SD storage, I'll be able to host the web server on it, and it also has 3.5 aux out, so I won't have to buy a DAC or anything. So I'm going to go forward using this instead. Okay, now that I've switched over to using the Pi, I want to set up a couple of things just to make sure this idea works, which is, first of all, hooking up a speaker to the 3.5mm output. I want to hook up a button and some LEDs to the GPIO, and I need to actually put something on this, because currently it's just a brick, because there's no SD card in it. Admittedly, I thought this was going to be the easy part, but I haven't used the Raspberry Pi in like 3 years. So after 2 hours of messing around, finally, I got my example code working, so I can press a button and light up a light. Now I just have to do everything else. A quick update, I haven't done any more with the Pi, but I have registered my own domain, which will hopefully host a little web page so everyone can upload their own stuff. Okay, quick update, this is pretty much as far as I can get today. I designed the HTML and I have it actually running on the Raspberry Pi, so I have to wait for the URL to get changed over to Cloudflare, so until then, this is what I got. I then spent a stupidly long amount of time actually building the website, so adding the file uploading, making it so the Pi can actually read those files and hopefully play them. And after hours and hours of trying to get this to work, my domain name is set up, but I've never used Cloudflare before, and I've spent maybe the last like 3 hours trying to get this to work. So I know the website is running on the Pi. I just do not know how to get it to the URL. And this is probably my 5th time recording this and my 5th time hitting refresh. But hopefully this time I will actually see something. Oh, let's go. Wait. Now I can record a message. Hello, my name is Jamie. And the LED will turn on. I need a speaker. Do I have a Bluetooth? Oh, let's go. This is a great speaker, by the way. I put it together from spare parts. Okay. Oh, I should have had this set up. Oh, I need an aux lead. Oh, the mic bag. Okay. Sorry for the squeaky chair. I normally sit on that when I'm recording audio. Okay. If I press that button, hopefully, I will hear the voice message I just recorded play out through it. The message? Hello, my name is Jamie. Let's go! Oh my god, and the LED stopped. Oh, it works. It works. Okay, it worked one time. I got way too excited, and now it does not work anymore. I should be hearing it by now. Wait. But progress. And after another hour, I fixed the bug. It really didn't like the WebM files it was trying to play audio through, so I used Fmpeg to convert them all into WAV, and now I'm going to do a live demo. Hello, you're on camera. So once I stop recording this message, the LED turns on, and if I press play, hello, you're on camera. So once I stop recording this message, ta-da. Okay, it's the next day, and the project still works and everything. I haven't broken it yet, but originally my plan was to build an orb that would light up if I had a message and have all the electronics in the base. But I've had an idea spurred on by this part. I bought this in Paris like 2 years ago, and I've been looking for an excuse to use it ever since. And what I was thinking, if I got an old phone, like one of the ones with the rotary dials, take out that, replace it with some LEDs, I could have the indicator be one light for one message, etc. So I can store like 16 messages or change the colors or do whatever. And then pick up the handle of the phone, press a button, and it will play the voice messages through it.
In my head, this works. I have no idea how old phones work. I don't know how easy it'll be to connect a Pi to that handheld, but I will hopefully find out. Now I just need to find an old phone.
But before I could do that, I actually had to test this LED ring. As I said, I bought it 2 years ago and I just put it in my suitcase. It's been sitting on a shelf ever since. I've never even powered it on. So when I did, inevitably there was problems. The light is kind of working, and the reason I say kind of is because that should be red, and it's obviously not. And also, it flickers a lot, which it definitely shouldn't be doing at all. But we're getting somewhere. I did eventually get this working, but it wasn't till later, because now...
Made the decision. I'm not going to make an orb anymore. Bad idea. Instead, I'm taking this old phone, I'm going to put the Raspberry Pi inside of it, and make it so the voicemails actually come through the headset. At least that's what I'm planning to do. I've got to take it apart first.
So, take it apart I did, and let me tell you, this thing was so annoying to take apart. It was held together with 4 screws and then just a million little plastic clips. I snapped like 5 of them off, which I was annoyed about at the time, but actually made it way easier to get back together in the end. So, silver linings, I guess. So, I finally got it all taken apart, and most of this I'm not going to use, except maybe this little switch in the bottom corner. I'll desolder that and reuse it. Another thing I noticed that is really cool is that all these buttons have their number printed on the front and the back, which makes it way easier to put back together, so good job, designers. Then I really quickly used my hot air gun to remove the switch I wanted to keep.
I'm thinking I might paint this, so I really want to take this little silver ring off if I can, but it has little post-offs with melted in plastic, which is my least favorite thing. So I'm going to work with this knife, try not cut my hand off, and try to get all these little plastic tabs off. This thing doesn't even lock. The spring that locks it broke ages ago, so I kind of have to like hold it with one finger and then push against it. I got it. I figured out that the LED ring I have fits perfectly inside this little gap, so I measured it and now I gotta cut it out. Using my favorite tool, a Dremel. Well, the battery for my Dremel died and I can't really be arsed waiting, so I've hooked it up to my bench power supply. This can only go well. It fits so well you can actually just press fit it in.
Okay, I decided that I want to paint these. As much as I like the brown color, I think it would be way cooler in something else, like purple. So I've masked it up, and hopefully the paint job goes well.
The audio amp I ordered actually came. I didn't know it was a kit, so instead of getting like a pre-built amplifier, I did just get the blank PCB and then hopefully all the parts, which are just loose, stuck to the back of the speaker coils. My plan is to have this speaker be the left channel and be like somewhere in here, so it outputs the audio like loud as if it was a Bluetooth speaker, and the right channel is going to go through the handset, which is this little cable, so I can actually pick up the phone and listen to the voicemails, which I'm hopefully going to trigger using the actual existing little switch that was in it. So I just gotta and detect when this is down to output on the left channel, which means the big speaker, and when it's up to output through the handset. But first I gotta build the actual amplifier circuit. Okay, I have the amplifier hooked up and the speaker and the Pi. So I'm going to power it on, and this will be the first official test of if this speaker actually works. Well, it's making noise. I really hope it doesn't blow up or something. Ooh, I don't know if you can hear that one.
making like a screeching noise. I'll try upload something and see if it still plays. Okay, I'm gonna put you next to the speaker and try play an audio clip.
Hello. Oh! Okay, I've been messing around with the new amp for like 20 minutes, and even powering it externally, there's still way too much static. And I think the reason for that is the Pi's aux output uses PWM, pulse width modulation. And the problem with using PWM is it's also what I need to control this LED, and it just causes a lot of noise. Like if I'm trying to download a file from the voicemail server, you'll be able to hear the kind of static going up and down through this speaker. So the solution I'm going to do is I'm going to get a USB to aux external little DAC, and then I'll hook the audio up through the external USB input, and I should hopefully be able to have a way clearer noise and use the LED ring. Fingers crossed. So while I wait for the last piece to come, I'm going to finish up everything else, like putting the buttons back in, getting this little switch here to work, and making it look nice. Okay, first thing I need to figure out is how to hold this switch roughly here. So every time the handle is down, it'll trigger. And I was going to try attach it to the middle of the body and all stuff like that, but I realized that here and here are pretty much exactly 10 mil apart. So if I just find a 10 mil spacer, or maybe I make one, I will have a perfect little way to trigger this switch. Next thing I have to do is actually make this handset output audio. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook up its old connector to the amplifier and see if I can make it make noise. Okay, I have the amp and the speaker hooked up to my laptop playing music. I'm going to plug in the headset and hope nothing blows up. Ignore how messy my desk is, but I officially have the headset plugged in. I'm going to press play. Uh-oh. Okay, I can't hear anything yet, but I'll keep testing. Okay, I've created an absolute monster of a jack, but hopefully I'll now be able to test which one of these pins the speaker audio goes through. I don't know if you can hear this, but I was messing around and finally, listen, I'm going to put the headset up to the mic. It actually works. This is so sick. With this project going on for like 2 weeks more than I expected, I finally have what is hopefully the last part. Now I just need to plug it in. I'm currently 2 hours into the very simple job of just plugging in a USB. It hasn't been that simple, unfortunately, but I finally have audio independently outputting through the right channel and the left channel. Problem is, currently, it does pitch up my voice a lot and I kind of sound like a smurf. Just to show you what I mean, I'm going to record a voice message. Hello, my name is Jamie. And then when I actually play it through the device.
Hello, my name is Jamie.
It's definitely like 1 octave higher for some reason. We're officially on like hour 6 of plugging in a USB device, but it finally works. I'm going to do a very poor demo of it because I'm tired. But this is my little switch. That's what triggers. It'll be pushed down if the handset's actually on the phone, and then lifted up if it's not. All of this stuff is literally just so I can get this speaker and the phone to work, but it does work. My next thing I need to add is bring back this LED ring, because simplify everything, I took it out, but I'll be able to bring that back. And then all I have to do, the actual last thing I have to do, is to put everything back in this case and hope it works. Okay, it's like the middle of the night, but I finally have all the software done. All that's left to do is make everything fit in that little case. But I am not doing that right now. I am way too tired. Knowing there was so little left to do, I decided to call it a night and finish it tomorrow. Oh shit! Okay, this is officially like day 3 of the final day. I thought I'd be done a while ago, but I'm getting there, and I made something cool, which is 6 is my lucky number. It's also the button I want.
It's also the button I want to press to trigger the voicemails to play. But because of the size of the case and how everything lines up, I need to figure out a way to stick a button there. But luckily, 5 and 7 I don't really need. So I'm going to stick this little bracket, and that will hold this micro switch in the center of 6. So I'll be able to press up 6, and because it'll be held down here and here, it'll trigger the switch. Almost done. I was putting everything back together, and inexplicably my USB to aux adapter broke. It was unreliable, it was like really bad quality, and I wasn't the biggest fan of it. So I bought another of the exact same one to replace it.
I've like 3 things left to do, so I'm going to do those really quick, and then we can have the grand reveal. So, it's done and actively receiving messages from my friends, which is so cool. I'm not going to lie and say this project went perfectly. The amount of USB DACs I have went through is unparalleled. I have no idea why so many kept breaking. Probably my fault, but I'm not bothered to fix that. Another thing that could be better is the wiring on the inside. Very small case. I'm pretty sure I actually bent some of the GPIO pins inside the Raspberry Pi while smushing it all in, which is a problem for future Jamie when he inevitably takes this apart. But right now, I love it. It is so cool to be able to hear my friends' voices through like an old-timey handset like this. I'm saying old-timey. I'm pretty sure this thing was made in like 2012, not that long ago, but still. And this is where you come in, which is I'm going to post the URL to this publicly. There's going to be a little QR code on screen and everything. I want you to send me messages. Just be nice. Say whatever you want. There's no tracking. Probably shouldn't say this. There's no tracking. There's no naming. You can say whatever you want into this thing and I'll have no way of knowing it's you. Just don't be a dick. Confess your deepest secrets to a random guy on the internet if you want. I don't really mind. I'm going to come into my workshop and every time I'll check how many messages I have waiting and I'm just going to sit down and listen to them because it's a really, really fun way to start a day. And it's even better if I'm sitting down and I see out the corner of my eye that someone has left a message. That's such a cool feeling to be sitting here and knowing that someone interacted with something I built and decided to leave me a message. Now all that's left to say is thank you very, very much. And on to my favorite part of a project, getting to clean my workshop.